I'm in a real gay man's dilemma. Do I get Botox for my hole to reduce fissures / allow me to bottom more, but take on the risk of shitting myself in public? You know, I had some hopes of this being a serious YouTube channel one day. I was talking about a name change to something that's more suited to my current analytical style. I did that video examining why leftists tend to hate charity. I've got a video coming down the pipe describing the 3 forms of fascism. And what lands in my lap today but Botoxing your butthole? As always, this ain't getting monetized, so please toss a few dollars my way. I think the first thing that I need to ask is, if you're getting fucked so much that you've got anal fissures, maybe the first thing on the list is to, take a break from the gay sex, not inject Botox into your asshole to loosen it up and keep the good times rolling? How deep is this Botox going? Legitimately asking as a medical student. Just in the sphincter to make it relax. It's generally done if you get a lot of fissures. Oh, it's generally done. Like this is some kind of common procedure most normal people get. No big deal, dude. Jesus Christ. I don't like to bottom because of the fissures I get. Every single time. I know. I get torn up and it's the worst. Like, what the fuck, guys? Do you not use lube? This sounds like they're fucking animals that have barbed dicks. I'm way too tight to get more than a finger up there. Then why are you doing it? Jesus. Forget about that degeneracy, gay sex is icky angle that I'm sure a lot of my audience is currently feeling right now. There's also a practical conversation here. There's ways to loosen up before you get into taking cocks in the ass, man. You don't need to fly hole first onto the thickest shaft in the room. And just in case you think this is about, say, 2 loving monogamous gay men in a closed relationship who are having some sexual problems that require medical intervention, that sometimes happens to straight couples too, like the dick's too big or whatever. Nope, this is just about being a degenerate. It's more about healing things below. I'm not doing shit for a top. Yep, this guy doesn't give a shit about who he's having sex with, which might be one of the reasons why he's having this problem. You know, in an age of monkeypox being spread by promiscuous gay sex, and the data's finally conclusively in on that one, by the way, guys, it's not that incidental contact with sweat or pus or saliva that happens during sex sometimes that is spreading monkeypox right now. Rather, monkeypox is being spread specifically through semen. You think that the gays would tone it down, not tear it up, literally. Alright, let's give this guy the benefit of the doubt. For those wondering, Botox paralyzes muscles, and if used on the sphincter, will help it relax and allow fissures to heal more easily. Also, I get Botox in the top of my head and neck to help with migraines. It won't make your hole look 10 years younger, I already asked. If you have a fissure, doctors can give you a compound prescription ointment that increases blood flow to the area. Do not use hemorrhoid cream. It does the opposite. Jesus, imagine that conversation with your doctor. Yes, sir. I love getting ass fucked so much. You gotta prescribe me some anal cream. But Botox can help relax the sphincter, speeding up healing. If it causes incontinence, you will tighten up in 2 to 3 months. So yeah, literally choosing to shit yourself in order to have sex. I appreciate the discourse and how vulnerable people have been sharing their struggles with bottoming, fissures, and IBS. The ridicule and vitriol I've received exemplifies the stigma around this. Do not be ashamed. You are not alone. Thank you for the overwhelming love and support. Dude. Okay, let's put the promiscuity thing aside for a minute. If I, personally, ever had any sort of medical problem like this, none of you would ever know about it, because I know what's appropriate to post on social media and what's appropriate to keep within my private life. It is proper that there is a barrier between your public and personal spheres. Not everybody needs to know everything you've ever done. In other words, TMI, buddy. Moreover, the reason you're getting ridiculed is because what you are saying is ridiculous. Like, I'm kind of a comedian, right? Not a very good one, I guess, but I don't mind doing goofier videos sometimes, or telling jokes, or making a fool out of myself on stream. I do that sort of thing more on the gaming channel than here, but I'm still not purely serious 100% of the time. I know my job. I'm fundamentally an entertainer, and my content has to be either interesting or funny to get you to watch it. I can absolutely picture a series of jokes on stream where I talk about injecting my asshole with Botox in order to increase the amount of anal sex I can have, and exactly how fast the chat room would be scrolling in response. They would be laughing at me, and that's the point. The joke is that I would sound ridiculous. But I'd be doing it as a joke. You're actually out here saying this shit seriously. How could you be anything other than a laughingstock, dude? Here's the worst part about this whole topic. This actually isn't the first time that Botoxing your butthole has gone viral. Nope, the internet's seen this one before. Vice.com, March 29th, 2017. Anal rejuvenation is making works of art out of American butts. From skin tag removal, to tightening procedures, to anal Botox. How a new class of doctors is making bottoming its top priority. Alright, I'm a fascist now. You won me over. I just wanted to play fucking video games. In 2010, Tom went to see a surgeon about getting skin tags removed around his anus. As a sexually active gay man, this wasn't just a routine cleanup, more like a fresh coat of paint on a bed and breakfast with frequent visitors. Ultimately, the surgeon he saw not only removed them, but took internal hemorrhoids and anal dysplasia, or precancerous cells, along with them. Jesus Christ, I don't know if it works like this, but when you have so much anal sex, you start to get cancer. But Tom said the surgeon was more aggressive than he needed to be, and didn't consider that his butthole was also a sexual organ. It was horrific, the 48-year-old said. I was on the sofa for 3 months in horrible pain. It was 6 years ago, and I still can't have anal sex comfortably, which has destroyed 50% of my sexuality. I can't explain the emotional toll it took on me. About a year ago, Tom found Dr. Evan Goldstein, the founder of Bespoke Surgical and a leading practitioner in the burgeoning field of anal rejuvenation. I told him, look, if I can't get fucked, at least make my butthole look pretty. And he did. Goldstein said his private practice really started booming about 5 years ago when patients started asking for more lickable, playable holes. And just in case you're curious, people are dropping up to $25,000 a shot on Dr. Goldstein's anal Botox. That's a lot of money you could have saved by not fucking yourself into physical ruin. I feel the same way with women who get plastic surgery on their vaginas. Like, chill the fuck out with that. Unless you've got Cthulhu down there, I don't think anybody actually cares. But for some reason, getting vaginal resculpting and reshaping and whatever the fuck, that seems to be on the rise too. And that's just as ridiculous. Unrelated to either the 2017 Vice article or the recent viral tweet by, Sloppy Scorpio, is this article on thebody.com, which bills itself as the internet's HIV/AIDS resource. Now, I've been told many times over the years that considering AIDS as a gay disease or whatever is bigoted, and fair enough. But if that's the case, why the hell does an AIDS resource site have so many articles that focus on gay sex? Anyway, the article is titled, Is Anal Botox a Miracle for Painful Bottoming? And I'm just here thinking, dude, if you've got AIDS, maybe you just fucked it up a bit too much. Maybe your sex life should just be over at that point. But finally, after many wasted hours trying to get to the bottom of this story for this video, we can finally drill down to some core nugget of truth, specifically in the preamble of this article before the anal Botox bit. I got my first Botox injections 2 months ago. As an expressive 32-year-old gay man, I've been flirting with the idea of preventative facial Botox for a few years now. Crossing the threshold of 30 years old had ignited a deep existential dread, and I decided to pull the trigger after a friend told me he could get me a lofty discount. Needless to say, I'm thrilled with the results, though you could never tell because my face is frozen and I plan to keep it that way. Thank you very much. The author of this article, Bobby Box, is certainly a handsome man who appears to be doing well for himself, at least based off his TikTok account. Same with that sloppy Scorpio dude at the beginning of the video. Same with a lot of the guys featured in my previous monkeypox video. But they all have the same basic attitude. You can smell the extreme fear of getting older wafting off of them. This existential dread, as Box says in the article. I've seen many porn stars, OnlyFans women, and prostitutes all say the same thing on the female side of the conversation. They all inevitably ask, though very rarely publicly, when the looks fade, then what? Red pillers already have a preset script for that conversation with women. The beauty of youth fades, so you need to find a man who has some value and have children and build a life for yourself. Something that will persist for the entirety of your life, not just the early years. And fair enough, that's one very common and very successful way to do it. You don't commonly see men feeling this way, though. At least not like this. Of course, men feel the ravages of time as well. I'm sure one day I will be middle-aged, looking in the bathroom mirror, wondering what happened to the person that I was, pining for those younger years. That happens to all of us, at least a little bit. But you can stave off that existential dread by being a responsible father and an attentive husband. Or by building a business that others can be lifted out of poverty and wage slavery into. Or by devoting yourself to a charitable cause and making your community better. Or by working in your job in an honest manner and applying yourself diligently and establishing yourself as a person to trust when things go sideways. Or how about all of these things? At least as many of them as you can manage. Meaning is found in voluntarily taking up responsibility, and it's meaning that staves off existential dread. It will be the meaning of a well-lived life that is your final companion on your deathbed. If your life is so fucking empty that you need to inject Botox into your face because you're afraid of getting old, and Botox into your butthole because the only thing you have to look forward to is meaningless sex, well, that sounds like a terrible life to me. And if you're the type of weird person who just happens to find that sort of thing truly fulfilling, then all the power to you. But do you think it's these guys? Do you think the person who writes about turning 30 and getting Botox to cope with it really loves his life deep down? Yes, these people are ridiculous and disgusting and hilarious, but when you peel the layers back, you find that they're also insecure and desperate and sad. This isn't even a gay thing in the end, it's a nihilism thing. Though there's clearly a lot of overlap there, the gay men in monogamous responsible relationships, with well-rounded careers and lives, likely do not suffer from quite the same existential problems as these guys. Anyway, I have no idea how to end this video, so don't fucking Botox your butthole. Bye!